Hello, welcome back to the series. So I will be holding my mic because I just like it closer to my mouth. My mic arm broke, so this is going to be me for my YouTube videos until I get a new one, and the replacement should be coming in about 2 weeks when I get my Amazon points, because I have been spending so much money on my Amazon credit card and I'm just waiting for my points back so I can purchase stuff by using points. Anyways, the first part of the series I was talking about, when did we start to care about AJ Lee? We left off where Daniel Bryan broke up with AJ Lee and she started to become unstable and obsessive. She was avidly trying to get Daniel Bryan's attention, and then that's when she started talking to Kane and CM Punk, and this is ultimately where the love square started. 2012 was a really cool time for the Divas because we were just coming out of the Eve, John Cena, Zack Ryder storyline, and then we're transitioning into this AJ Lee, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Kane storyline that was leading up to No Way Out. And not only was she a part of the poster, she was also a part of the entire package of No Way Out. For a diva to be the center focus was really cool, but also it was different. Their entire storyline, CM Punk's and Daniel Bryan's entire feud, was focused around AJ Lee. At this time, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk were feuding over the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan has a match with Kane, CM Punk on commentary. Kane just leaves Daniel Bryan in the middle of the ring beaten. CM Punk goes out, beats him some more, and then there's a backstage segment where AJ Lee goes and talks to CM Punk, and this is where it all starts. CM Punk seemed hesitant to even talk to AJ Lee because I'm sure he's already seen how crazy she can go. There's this moment where CM Punk starts consoling AJ Lee because she starts breaking down, but it was all because of CM Punk basically calling her crazy. And then at the very end, he hits her with,
"You know what? I sort of dig crazy chicks."
the ultimate ladies man, the ultimate line. Listen, AJ Lee, I understand it. I get it. Of course, after hearing that, AJ Lee ran with it, started wearing CM Punk's gear. And of course, I can't record a damn video without Gia working out. And of course, as any normal, reasonable chick would do after a guy just told her that he digs crazy chicks, what else are you going to do other than wear his gear, wear his merch? That just makes perfect sense to me. Now, because it does seem that AJ Lee will be helping CM Punk win his matches, or sort of helping, distracting in any way possible, Daniel Bryan sees an opportunity to maybe switch it around, to get her back, to get in her mind, and starts toying with her emotions. He's constantly reminding AJ Lee that CM Punk really does not care about her, but in reality, we all know Daniel Bryan never give a damn about AJ Lee. He's in it for himself. On an episode of Raw, Kane and CM Punk are having a match. Daniel Bryan is on commentary, and AJ Lee gets involved to somehow distract. She gets on the ring apron. Daniel Bryan steps away from commentary and is asking her, "What are you doing here? Get out of here." And AJ Lee ends up in the ring after CM Punk lost to Kane. Then, because Kane was staring at AJ Lee is going to do what she's going to do because she's just a girl, and she's going to stare at him very starry-eyed. She's going to twist her hair. In that moment, AJ Lee proclaims that there was a moment between her and Kane. This is the part where I can't really tell you if it was the week after. I believe it was the week after, but this is where Daniel Bryan so famously coined,
"Once you go Bryan, there's no point in trying. Oh yeah!"
And this is where my hot take comes in very shortly, and then I'll go back to AJ Lee. Daniel Bryan was better before the Yes Movement. Going back to the story, Daniel Bryan, Kane, and CM Punk are all in the ring. AJ Lee comes out to address her actions, and AJ Lee essentially told Kane that deep down in that tortured soul, he actually has a heart. And then she tells Daniel Bryan that she hasn't gotten over him. And then she tells CM Punk that he's the coolest guy she's ever met. At this time, I think we all think that CM Punk is falling for AJ. We all know that Daniel Bryan doesn't really like her. And with Kane, you're just staring at her. I don't understand what the staring means, but we just can only assume that it's not in the most loving way, maybe. John Laurinaitis interrupts this segment by announcing that CM Punk and AJ Lee are going to go against Daniel Bryan and Kane. And of course, this is the infamous moment where she just gets tagged in and it's against Kane. And she starts skipping around him, jumps on him, and then kisses him. Kane, being Kane, tags in Bryan, leaves, and then CM Punk takes advantage, defeats Daniel Bryan, and Kane is just up there just staring like, what the fuck is happening? AJ Lee then addresses why she kissed Kane. Vicky Guerrero and Dolph Ziggler come out. This is where AJ Lee hits Vicky Guerrero with the grandma line, and Vicky Guerrero slaps the shit out of AJ Lee, who comes out, of course, her knight in shining armor. CM Punk comes out in defense of AJ Lee. This is only going to grow her craziness even more, maybe to a direction where she wants to propose to CM Punk. We're not there yet. This is No Way Out, 2012. She was featured in the package. She was featured in the No Way Out poster. This is a diva. This is a woman being featured in a major storyline that was happening between three top stars in the company. CM Punk versus Danielson versus Kane. This was a fantastic match, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet, I do suggest you going back to watch it. Kane looked incredibly strong throughout the match up until the moment where AJ Lee comes out. And she gets on the ring apron. And this is in the moment where CM Punk and Kane are going rope to rope. Kane, with his back, bumps into AJ Lee. AJ Lee gets knocked down from the apron. The queen of selling, by the way. She sells the crap out of this. She's there laying in the floor. Kane turns around and he just sees her laying in the floor. This was the ultimate distraction for CM Punk to take advantage. He hits the GTS and he remains WWE champion. Raw, July 2nd, 2012. AJ Lee comes out. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are having a match. AJ Lee comes out, skipping around. No one's paying attention to her. At least the people that she wants to pay attention to her. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, not minding any business that she's out there skipping. So what does she do? She grabs a table because she's totally normal and reasonable. She grabs a table. She climbs up to the top of the rope and she looks at it as if she's going to throw herself. Daniel Bryan, finding some kind of humanity in him during this time, is telling her, don't do it, AJ. Gets in front of the table. CM Punk climbs up to the top of the rope and is telling her, don't do it. AJ Lee lands a huge smooch on CM Punk and then pushes him, who inevitably hits Daniel Bryan, and they both go through the table. And then AJ Lee just hits, yes, yes. It was the cutest damn thing, and I think this moment was so legendary because the entire crowd got behind her. They were finally realizing that AJ Lee maybe isn't crazy after all. Maybe she isn't boy crazy. Maybe she's smartening up. And the next day on SmackDown, which I'm sorry, I can't tell you why SmackDown was on that Tuesday. Somebody please put it in the comments. But it was Raw on Monday, SmackDown on Tuesday. So the following day, we had AJ Lee in the middle of the ring, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. Daniel Bryan is sort of being more of an emotional player, just, being okay with what happened. CM Punk was addressing AJ Lee that he was not okay with her previous actions that happened the night before. One thing leads to another, and the discussion ends up where AJ Lee kisses Daniel Bryan, makes out with him, and then Daniel Bryan is maniacally smiling. And then CM Punk starts walking away, and then AJ Lee starts making out with him as well. I didn't write the story. Creative and Vince did. And since she was the very focus of most of their entire feud, this is where AJ Lee gets put as special guest referee for their SummerSlam match. I said SummerSlam, but it wasn't for SummerSlam. It was actually for Money in the Bank. I will be talking about another match that happens at SummerSlam, and that's why I confuse it. Daniel Bryan knows this, so Daniel Bryan is doing his best to win her back, to win her over, so she can help him win that match. During this time, AJ Lee is falling more and more in love with CM Punk, and she isn't so fond of Daniel Bryan, where AJ Lee ends up proposing to CM Punk. Bryan comes out and confesses that he really loves her and that he wants to marry her, and he proposes right there. CM Punk calls bullshit. At the end of this segment, AJ Lee was like, I'm going to walk out with my future husband, and we did not know at that time, but she walked out with her future husband. Also, just side note, a woman gets to choose inevitably who is the WWE champion. This is why Daniel Bryan was going crazy, because she is the special guest referee, so she can go CM Punk's way, she can go his way. A woman is deciding this. Yes, I know there's booking. Yes, I know that ultimately it's scripted, but story-wise, a woman is decided who becomes the next WWE champion. Also, it wasn't just me being a mark for the storyline. The entire crowd during this entire storyline was for AJ. They wanted her to smarten up, and when she slapped both CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, everybody was behind her. We got Money in the Bank 2012, CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. A damn good match. She was a fair referee. She was sort of favoring Daniel Bryan a bit. It did seem like she didn't like the outcome being that CM Punk did win, but the entirety of that match, commentary was focusing on her. They were talking about her, and even during CM Punk's celebration for retaining the WWE Championship, they were still focusing on AJ Lee. This was very impactful and important, especially for young girls, for myself who was a teenager, seeing that AJ Lee had this much impact, where they're not even focused on CM Punk or Daniel Bryan that much. They're literally still talking about AJ Lee. They're talking about her role in this entire feud, in this entire match. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan ends here. CM Punk goes on to, I believe he goes to feud with John Cena. Daniel Bryan, though, for some reason, very strangely starts trying to win back AJ Lee. And at this time, I was thinking maybe he realized that he actually really liked her, and maybe he regrets his actions, because he said that he regretted his actions, the way that he treated her. He does his very best to try to win back AJ Lee, even proposes to her, and ultimately she does say yes to his proposal. We find out later on that Daniel Bryan secretly just wanted to marry her so he can commit her to a mental institution. AJ Lee actually smartening up here figures that out. The wedding of Daniel Bryan and AJ Lee is here. Daniel Bryan says, "I do," and AJ Lee says, "I do, but not to you." Miss McMahon comes out and proclaims AJ Lee as the new Raw general manager. This is where AJ Lee starts torturing Daniel Bryan as the new Raw general manager. She sets up Kane versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam, and this is where my second favorite story commences. This is where we get Team Hell No. I'm not gonna make a video on Team Hell No, but just know that they are my top 3 greatest tag teams of all time. And yes, the Hardys at number 1, Christian and Edge at number 2, and I'm sorry, but Team Hell No at number 3. I'm hoping that you guys enjoy my recaps. This is the end of my favorite storyline in 2012. This is the second part of the series. The next series, I will be talking about AJ Lee versus Caitlyn, because that is the next important transition into her career. Until next time, bye.